at the store, stroke on the smoke. They tell me to quit, don't listen what I'm told. They help me forget that this world is so cold. I don't even know what I'm chasing no more. Tell me what I want, just keep searching on. It's never enough, cup after cup, blunt after blunt. I wouldn't get one if I could find a far.
Cool. This is Big Spicy. As you guys can tell, we've talked about it a lot. It's gone through quite a few changes. A 2008 Cayenne S, naturally aspirated V8. Absolutely sounds mean. Insert clip here. I mentioned this in the last video. This is the 8th Cayenne I've owned. My second Cayenne I've ever owned was actually a 957, so 2008 through 2010. Is considered a 957 as the Porsche designator. The NA V8 without the turbos just sounds so mean and raspy. I absolutely love it. So did a rear suitcase muffler delete. At the rear end of every Cayenne is a suitcase style muffler that is huge, absolutely huge. It's heavy and it kills the sound. I wouldn't have it any other way. Side exit exhaust with some flanges and some plates on the side, just chef's kiss. Front and rear bumpers, heavily customized, powder coated. Adam Deshane, big shout out, friend of mine, worked his ass off. He's changed the high pressure fuel pump on this thing 4 or 5 times now. So he is the subject matter expert for 957 high pressure fuel pumps. That's not exactly a good thing or a bad thing. It's just something to know, I guess. He did the rear bumper. We modified the rear bumper, gave it even more clearance than it did before. It has 1 swing out arm instead of 2, and then more supports for rock crawling if it comes to that. We, what else? We have 4 Hella lights, kind of an ode to the Safari 911s. Electrical tape over the crosses. They're incandescent, so they got that yellow hue to them, old school, but still very, very bright. The inner ones are straight ahead. The outer 2 are angled out, more like ditch lights, if you will. Again, another shout out to Dave Terlizzi. He did the headlights for both of these cars, but he did the headlights and projectors on this. Looks brand new, better than brand new. Throws light like no other. Why 8 Cayennes and why not a Jeep or something along those lines? Not only is it a great daily driver, it rides super smooth. I still have the sway bars connected. A lot of people will disconnect the sway bars for more travel. This is on the road 90% of the time. Absolutely great for a daily driver if you want to swallow the, 10 to 15 miles a gallon. So it's not a Flexmobile. It's not a mall crawler. It's somewhere in between. But one of the reasons I originally was drawn towards the Cayenne is I would say 75% of them, even back in 2008 through 2010, were spec'd with air ride suspension. And these were not plagued with air ride suspension issues similar to their Volkswagen Audi counterparts. These were very robust. They're sleeved bags. This specifically, suspension-wise, has a 1-inch subframe lift and a 2-inch coil lift. So this one is more reliable in that regards, where it has coils instead of air ride suspension. So that's something that I was drawn to with this car, along with a few interior bits that we'll get to in a little bit. Let's move over to yeah.
And she said, I like
She's a car. Oh, she likes this. Love it. So, interior heavily updated. It's from the factory. Somebody spec'd this car out very, very nice. So we have full leather dash and stitching everywhere, which is usually reserved for turbo spec models. Went ahead and changed out the gauges. So if you look at our Instagram, I had a tutorial of how to do that. Pretty straightforward if you want to be careful about it. Changed up to a bigger flush CarPlay unit here. It works fantastic, bringing the car into the modern era. And then another nice touch is our 992 style steering wheel that also has great working capabilities. So 992 steering wheel, video about how to remove the steering wheel and put it in without having the airbag go off in your face. That's a lot of fun. Feels really narrow and tight, just like the 911 steering wheels do, because it is based off of the 992 generation steering wheel. Wood trim, old man spec inside everywhere. Absolutely love that touch. Makes it feel like the era that it's from. Okay, cool. So one of the common questions I get from Porsche enthusiasts is, how do I pick this trim level? So for those who don't know, we have the base Cayenne, we have the S, we have GTS, Turbo, then top of the line Turbo S. Turbo S for the 957 from 2008 to 2010. Very, very rare, probably somewhere from 300 to 400 of those ever made. I've owned 3 of them. So that's, 1% of all of them that were brought. I stand corrected. 300 were brought to North America, roughly. That's the speculation. That was during a little bit of a recession in 2008. So they didn't make too many of the top trims of the Turbo S. Turbo S is a twin turbo V8. A little bit less reliability. You got turbos you got to maintain. Bigger brakes, which is worse for off-road. Cayenne S is kind of like the sweet spot. It's the V8, naturally aspirated. A lot of people will err towards this trim level, Cayenne S with coilovers for ultimate reliability. The V6 is the VR6, infamous or famous if you want to look at it from a Volkswagen Audi family. The VR6 is very reliable, very robust, underpowered for a vehicle if you want to go off-road. The gearing also was not the best. The only 2 options for manual, which yes, this did come in manual, are GTS and the V6. So there is a naturally aspirated GTS version of this car in manual, which is killer. They're going for crazy money right now. Very rare. And then they also have the base VR6 in manual of this car, which is also a great option. That's crazy. This is definitely not as robust as the Eurowise one. I'm alluding to another car in the fleet. We'll recognize the Fuchs style beadlock wheels that I have here. Nice little touch and ode to Porsche heritage, if you will. But these are true beadlocks. The wheel is actually sandwiched in there with the actual outer locking piece. So there's, as you can tell, a lot of different bolts in there. That makes sure if you air down to 5 or 10 PSI off-road, that your tire isn't gonna blow that bead. Side exit exhaust, you can see that flange that we talked about earlier. That's every single one of my Cayennes that I've had in the past. That's one of my favorite mods, is because it just screams at you. It's in your face. It's non-purist. It's unique as hell. I will go paddleboarding with the missus. Carly loves putting her paddleboard on top, and then we just go to the lake and start paddleboarding. We'll take the pup sometimes too. And then on the rear, we have a swing out tire carrier. So there'll be a 5th wheel on there at some point. Right now, nothing. But yeah, Adam helped me out with figuring that out as well, giving it a little bit more clearance. Our big announcement that we've been alluding to, we now have the Outlaw Economy Show, May of next year. The link will be below. Couldn't be happier. It's at the Monona Terrace in Madison. So if you're in Madison, you better be there. There's gonna be singers, there's gonna be RWBs, there's gonna be some crazy, crazy Porsches there. It's limited to 55 cars. It's gonna be indoors. It's going to be the ultimate celebration of modified Porsches, so be there. That's Big Spicy. If you're asking any details that you wanna see, more about this build, you want to see it built out another way, let us know in the comments. Subscribe, it's free. Don't subscribe if you don't like me, that's totally fine. If you have a modified Porsche that you want to bring to the show, look in the link below, sign up, put that submission in early, because 55 cars is going to go by quick. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned and be ready for the next project. We'll see you soon. Put your paws up there. Oh, Sammy, you're boxing her in. Come here, Sam. Sam,